Dear Hotlist member, with your permission and with complete regard for your privacy, I will now rush you this gorgeous, genuine leather neck whip with a quick release magnetic clasp for free. This black braided leather beauty is durable and beefy and can be worn every day anywhere on the planet without suspicion. As an attractive, dignified, and manly accessory, it's sure to draw plenty of compliments. But little do they know that it's also secretly a fearsome, lightning-fast combat weapon capable of instantly delivering shock, awe, and devastation on anyone who dares threaten you or your loved ones. I'll tell you more about it in just a second. You're going to love this because it clandestinely adds yet another layer of security and confidence to your life, allowing you to walk the streets without fear. And again, this awesome neck whip is a complimentary gift available only to select Hotlist members like yourself. But this free offer has a time limit. So if you're interested in a covert way to always be armed and ready, then please listen carefully. Hi, it's Jimbo over here at Fight Fast on behalf of Bob Pierce and the rest of the crew. For over 30 years now, we've been delivering the goods, showing average guys like you simplified personal combat techniques that really work in the real world, which is the only place that counts. We call in the experts like Navy SEALs, Delta operatives, pit fighters, infamous street brawlers, and the like, pay them a boatload of money, and then get them to reveal their most simple, easy to learn, and devastatingly effective combat shortcuts. Stuff that'll end a confrontation in a couple of seconds with you on top and returning back home safe and sound. That's why this is so important to you. You're about to discover in less than 1 hour and with a respected expert as your guide, the simple steps to mastering the lost art of using flexible weapons, specifically this neck whip, to defend yourself and your loved ones. We're talking everything from a stunning, non-lethal shot that allows you to escape all the way to a vicious, flailing beatdown that leaves your opponent a bleeding pile of beef, stunned, cowering, at your mercy, and wishing to God that he had never messed with you in the first place. Doesn't matter how big or strong he is, your neck whip more than levels the playing field, meaning you're calling the shots, you're in control. The magnetic clasp was cleverly designed to allow the whip to be pulled off your neck in a flash with one easy tug, suddenly giving you a very wicked flexible weapon and an instant, almost unfair advantage. Okay, this isn't a new concept. You're probably already familiar with the bullwhip of the American cowboy, or the Japanese nunchucks made famous by Bruce Lee, or the steel chains of the 5 Points gangs of New York. These are all brutally effective, flexible weapons proven in actual combat to kill, maim, hold off multiple attackers, or to simply deliver mind-numbing pain. Flexible weapons work, period. In fact, they have a category of their very own in most major martial arts forms. Problem is, if you're like most guys, you just don't understand the art of using flexible weapons in combat. If you've ever tried to use nunchucks, you know what I'm talking about. And who has years to figure out the art form in some dojo? Well, here's the good news. Learning to use this new neck whip to deliver massive, powerful, devastating shots is actually easy once you know a few key secrets. Secrets that you'll discover on a DVD program we've just released. It's called Neck Whip Combat Secrets. Your teacher, the guy who will walk you through everything, is Mark Hatmaker, a Fight Fast instructor for over 2 decades now. I gotta say, I'm proud to call this guy my friend. He's in his 50s now, but he's built like a 25-year-old street fighter. Here's a photo of him taken a few months back at a Spartan event. Yeah, this guy's the real deal. He lives, eats, and breathes ring and street boxing, old school submission wrestling, the rough and tumble techniques of frontiersmen and the American Indian, and for the last 40 years has been laser focused on systems and tactics verified and proven on the streets. He employs the same mindset that made Bruce Lee one of the most respected and feared fighters in the world. If a technique worked, he used it. If it didn't, he tossed it. Mark operates under the same mindset, which is why he's such a big fan of the neck whip. It's viciously effective in the street, period. Gives you the element of surprise, provides you a huge reach advantage, and of course is capable of inflicting serious damage. What more can you ask for? Mark is also the author of more than a dozen books in the field of boxing mastery, reality-based street fighting, and the art of applying killer submission holds. He's produced and has been featured in more than 200 instructional videos and is currently a writer for Black Belt Magazine and a contributor to many other martial publications. This dude is not only a warrior, but he's one of the best teachers on the planet. He's personally taught thousands of students. Bottom line, you couldn't be in better hands. You're learning from one of the best. Here's just a taste of what you'll discover straight from Mark on this DVD package. First of all, you'll learn the advanced fundamentals of drawing the neck whip from both under and over a shirt with maximum speed and agility. It's actually quite shocking how fast this weapon can be drawn into play once you know the right technique. Mark also shows you the proper iron grip for fast deployment and offensive-ready position. You'll also discover a small but important twist move that's one of the most important elements to brutal show-stopping strikes. This is how anyone, even tiny women and children or older guys, can effortlessly add enormous striking power to each blow while at the same time avoiding any nasty recoil. Mark explains it all, including how to properly strike in both right and left directions, simple footwork tricks, and more. But I swear, learning this one twisting trick will prove to be your biggest aha moment on the entire DVD. Another thing, you'll learn the one move that transforms your neck whip into what Mark calls the iron span. This is all about proper speed, momentum, and arc. Mark explains it all in detail. As strange as it sounds, this is how to make your whip a rigid striking tool. Easy once you see how it's done. Also, why it's actually foolish to entangle or rope your opponent's limbs, especially if he's armed. This is taught in a lot of dojos, but it's actually dangerous and dead wrong and could get you hurt or killed. Again, forget about stuff that doesn't work. Mark shows you a much quicker and more clever method to end it fast on your terms. There's also a section on simple, flexible weapons, tricks, and tactics for use in an actual confrontation. This is where the rubber meets the road and where your neck whip is suddenly doing its job to protect you. You'll discover first the only two major combat strategies that you'll really want to consider, because in the heat of battle, you don't want to be scratching your chin pondering tactics. No, the trick is to keep it simple so your mind is focused. You'll discover two easy tripwire decisions that ultimately determine how you'll control the fight your way. Also, you'll see a detailed list of which 5 targets are most vulnerable to the neck whip and how to use an offensive pyramid to deliver forceful strikes to these targets with incredible consistency and accuracy. Also, the only 4 striking patterns you need to know, including the lead overhand circle, the cross overhand circle, the downward figure 8, and the upward figure 8. Many martial arts are too complex and dogmatic on this subject, which is unnecessary. Just nail down these 4 simple angles of attack, and it won't take long, and you'll quickly master the neck whip, or any flexible weapon for that matter, in a way that's far more powerful and efficient. Again, this is about simplicity, not a bunch of fluff that will be forgotten anyway in the first seconds of a fight. Another thing you'll learn is the 2 different lead hand ready stances that leave your offhand free to engage while masking the neck whip from sight. This is perfect for times where you know trouble is brewing and you want to deliver an ultimate surprise and shock on your opponent. You'll also discover 3 simple recovery moves to deal with rebounds and dead stops, which can happen in combat depending on if you hit a soft or a hard target. Knowing exactly what to expect and what to do about it means staying on top of the ball, either retracting back to a safer stance-ready position or forward with quick, repetitive strikes to keep your opponent back on his heels and panicking. This is cool stuff that puts you in command of the situation at all times. Also, Mark devotes a lot of his substantial brain power into teaching simple drills and training methods that will get you up to speed fast. In this section, you'll discover first why you should actually strike targets during practice instead of simply whipping the air. Here's a hint. A shadow boxer is not really learning how to box. You gotta hit stuff. And this one tip means you will be far more prepared with knowledge on how to actually deliver accurate, massive blows. You'll also see how to train solo on a heavy bag or a dummy, a roll of carpet, a wooden post, or even a tree trunk, using preset patterns to develop proper mechanics and to ultimately control the recoil. It doesn't take long for these specific patterns and combinations to start sinking into your muscle memory, and it's how you'll be able to react with cat-like reflexes when, heaven forbid, crunch time actually hits. Also, why practicing using any safety equipment other than safety glasses actually leaves your training at a serious disadvantage. Okay, sounds weird, but Mark explains why. You may be shocked, but it's expert advice that means you'll be ready when others are not. You'll also learn fun ways to train with a partner to dramatically decrease your reaction time while avoiding the false sense of security that can come with training on stationary targets. Mark even shows you a simple replacement whip to keep it all safe, too. Believe me, your training partner will thank you for this idea. Also, 3 simple ways to avoid the bite or recoil when using your neck whip. This is where the instruction really pays for itself because you'll suddenly see how to deliver brutal punishment without the risk of receiving blowback. This is advanced know-how that very few people outside the world of martial arts understands. You'll be one of the few. You'll also discover the step-by-step way to build your skills and your speed. It doesn't take long, and if you follow this simple, methodical process to working your way up the ladder, you'll shock family, friends, everyone around you, probably even yourself, on how blazing fast and vicious you can be with this neck whip. Also, why you should forget about silly thrusting moves and worthless trapping techniques taught by so many martial arts studios. These are fancy defensive moves that look awful pretty in the dojo, but don't work in the real world. Mark insisted on showing you only what would work in the real world. Your neck whip is designed to be an offensive weapon, one that will end any confrontation quickly without any complex moves that go south in real combat. What you'll discover is proven stuff that actually works, and Mark keeps it all simple. Look, I'm just scratching the surface here. There's so much more, like how to create your own improvised flexible weapons from just about anything found lying around, including, believe it or not, your own shoelaces. Advanced whip parries, a stun and run technique to inflict maximum damage before getting the hell out of there, free-form entries that'll leave your opponent confused and guessing, very sneaky circling combinations, and a lot more. The total runtime of the DVD is 106 minutes, but the real meat of it, stuff to get you up and running, you can pick up in less than an hour. And it's this instruction that will transform your neck whip from a simple and innocent looking decoration into a shocking combat weapon that can instantly deliver mind-blowing punishment on any thug who may have wrongly pegged you and your family as an easy mark. Big mistake, a lesson he won't soon forget. Interested? Good. Here's how you can get your hands on this neck whip package right now. Just hit the yes button below. Do that right away. Like I said, the genuine leather braided neck whip with the unique custom designed quick release magnetic clasp, a $69 value, is yours for free. You can get it in any color you want as long as it's black. The normal price for this DVD is just $69. So the full package, the neck whip and the how-to DVD, is a combined value of $138. But as a Hot List member, you won't pay anywhere near that price. You see, we're just trying to get the word out about this new product just to see if there's as much interest in this as we think there is, which means Hot List members like you can now get this at a rock bottom $29. That's $109 right off the top. An amazing price for this level of instruction from such a respected teacher. But you don't risk a penny of that purchase price because it's completely covered by a generous 100% money-back guarantee. So if you don't feel a new surge of confidence the moment you put this beauty on, if you're suddenly not walking the streets without fear, able to face down silly confrontations with a smile, knowing deep down that any opponent of any size is in way more trouble than he may think because there's a very nasty clandestine weapon hiding in plain sight right at your fingertips. In fact, if you don't like this for any reason, even no reason, then just return the DVD for a full and fast refund, but keep that awesome neck whip as my gift to you just for your troubles. Plus, shipping and handling is free. You got to admit that's more than generous. So hit the yes button now. My goal here is to test out a new product while giving my hot list guys the best deal I can manage. But you must do this now. I've set aside only 500 packages at this special price and with the free neck whip, so it's first come, first serve. There are no guarantees that you'll get one if you wait, but if you act now, it's almost a virtual certainty. This message has just been sent out to over 15,000 hot list guys like you. If there are any packages left in a couple of days, which I doubt, but if there is, I will contact additional hot list members below you. Honestly, my business plan is pretty simple. Move all 500 of these as quickly as possible, get some feedback, get some buzz going on social media, and then roll this out on Amazon for $138. Point is, you should take advantage of this now. Being a hot list member has its advantages. You'll be learning a simple, life-changing skill that only a handful of men on the planet truly understand. You're getting a $138 package on this special hidden webpage for just $29. You're taking zero risk since your purchase price is covered by a 100% money-back guarantee. You're getting free shipping and handling, and best of all, you can keep that cool $69 black leather braided neck whip for free. But with only 500 packages to go around, you've got to act fast. So hit the yes button now and let's get this into your hands as quickly as humanly possible. I'll see you inside.